Welcome to a new What I Eat in a Day. In this video, I pretty much only eat other people's recipes. I will link them all in the description. So in the morning, I wanted to try a single serving Dutch pancake recipe. I don't own a Dutch pan though, but I did what I could. By the way, someone recommended me to crack eggs on a plate to avoid getting eggshells in like the bowl, and I just use a paper towel on the side because I don't trust myself not to make a mess anyway. But yeah, I removed it from the video, but usually I don't remove it anyway. I have to say that it works so well to crack it on a flat surface rather than on the side of the bowl. So thank you for that tip. I forgot who it was, unfortunately, but yeah, I'm so thankful, honestly. But anyway, I followed the recipe, but I used whole spelt flour instead of all-purpose flour. And yeah, my choice of milk was pea milk, like I usually use. But yeah, I just never seem to be able to follow recipes to 100%. I'm just too picky. I also added a pinch of cardamom because I like it, especially in pancakes. I put my baking dish in the oven to heat up before I realized how small the amount of batter would be. So yeah, I know this dish was too large for the pancake, but it's whatever. Then you were supposed to put some butter in the pan before pouring in the batter. So I did that, and then I baked the pancake in the oven. While the pancake was in the oven, I prepared my jam. So I mashed one date in a pot. Then after I mashed it, I added frozen raspberries and blueberries. The date doesn't only make the jam a little sweet, it also helps to neutralize the sourness from the raspberries. My teeth can't really handle too sour food, so this really helps. But the date also helps to thicken the jam, all without chia seeds. I let this cook on the stove for just a short period of time. I don't want to cook them too long so that they lose all the nutrients. Well, not all of them, but you know what I mean. And I mashed the berries while they were cooking so that, yeah, I could get more of a jam texture. Then I transferred the berries to a small bowl to cool down quicker, and that would also make them help to like thicken up, and added some hemp seeds in there. And I'm not adding the hemp seeds to thicken it. I mean, yes, it will be slightly thicker, not as when you add chia seeds, but the reason why I add hemp seeds is because I just love eating hemp seeds like almost every day because they provide with healthy fats and plant-based protein. So yeah, and I just think like when I eat pancakes, it's so much nicer to have them incorporated into the jam rather than like falling off the pancake, if you know what I mean. As you can see, the pancake turned out pretty thin, which most likely is because I had the wrong pan and the wrong size, and maybe because I used another flour. I do feel like whole wheat spelt flour tend to like fluff up pretty well though, so I don't know, maybe I'll have to try it with a smaller pan. So yeah, because it was so big, I cut it into 4 squares. They don't look very luxurious because they're so thin, but that's okay. So then I just added the jam on top, nothing else, just plain and simple. I had a leftover creamy pasta for lunch, but the day after, creamy pasta is almost never creamy unless you reheat it with water. I made this with sunflower seeds. The recipe calls for cashews, but I can't have them. However, this particular dish I love having cold the next day, even if it's not creamy anymore. In the afternoon, I just wanted something simple, so I had an apple and a square of dark chocolate. For dinner, I made a one-pot couscous dish. I probably had never had couscous since I was a child, and I have a memory that I somewhat liked it. I mean, I don't think it was my favorite, but I also don't think I hated it. The reason why I settled on this recipe is because I had some couscous at home that I got from my grandma's apartment while we were cleaning it out. Yeah, so I just figured I should make something with it. So yeah, I just added the veggies and the spices to a pot. You can, of course, read the recipe to follow along better because I barely followed it along very well, as you will see in a minute or so. For stock, I like to mix this herb salt with water because most stocks and stock powders have sugar, additives, and other unnecessary ingredients that I don't want to consume. I don't have the recipe in front of me right now, but I do remember that I made a mistake. So I think I was supposed to add chickpeas and parsley before the couscous, but I forgot and did it after, so it didn't cook very nicely. But yeah, this recipe I actually believe I followed to a T, apart from probably like the herb salt, stock powder, or whatever. And besides the mistakes that I made, of course. But it still turned out fine though. But I have to admit that I don't think I like couscous. Somehow I feel like it has an artificial taste. I don't know. It's just weird. And there was nothing wrong with the couscous because once I tasted it, I do remember the flavor from when I had it as a kid. But at my age today, it's a no for me. The spices and everything else were great though, so I could see myself making this again, but maybe with bulgur instead because I love bulgur and I think it would fit very well with this dish. But if you like couscous, you'll probably like this dish as it is. I will admit though that it did taste a lot better when I had it for leftovers the next day. Anyway, as you can see, I topped it with avocado, and that was everything I ate this day. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel so I can keep on making these videos.